Hi there, I'm Joshua Farnsworth. Welcome to my traditional woodworking school here in Earlysville, Virginia. We're going to wrap up our series of videos by Bill Anderson on choosing antique molding planes. And these last types of molding planes are cleanup planes. So Bill is going to talk about what to look for in choosing some of these antique cleanup molding planes.
The third group of planes that I want to talk about are what I call cleanup planes. They are planes that don't necessarily cut a molding profile in of themselves, but they cut parts of moldings or clean up or refine the shape of molding or use to actually start a molding with. I'll just work through it. There's about 6 sets here. A number of these planes come in pairs of planes, right and left, meant to cut with the grain whichever direction you might be working in. So they come like this. These are called snipes bills here. These are actually specifically side snipes because the cutter is on the side of the plane here. It's on the actual profile itself. So these are snipes bills. They sort of look like the bill of a bird, the face and beak of a bird here. And they're often boxed because this area right here is very, very thin, so you need something that's strong and hard. They're used to deepen or widen out the quirk in a bead or other transition between one part of a profile and another part like that. So snipe bills. And then another pair of planes that looked exactly like those, same profile appearance, also called snipes, but these are side snipes because the cutter is on the side of the plane. It cuts the vertical part of that quirk. So the quirk has a vertical shoulder and a curved shoulder, and this cleans up, widens, or deepens the vertical shoulder like that. And again, they come in a matched pair and snipes. So we have snipes and side snipes. Another group of planes, a pair of planes, are called side rabbets. They are rabbet planes, but instead of having the cutter on the bottom of the plane, the cutting surface is on the edge of the plane like this, the vertical surface. So they're used to square up vertical shoulders on rabbets, to move that shoulder out or clean it up in rabbits, dados, things like that. Again, they come in a matched pair like this. Side rabbets. And then I have a pair of side rounds. These side rounds have a curved surface like this, and this is where the cutting edge is just on the curved surface, and then the non-cutting part is the vertical edge right here. So they cut they'll cut a curved portion up to a square wall in the curve of a profile. For example, if you had a bead and you wanted to have a curve come up out of the bead, a cove up the side of the molding, the side rabbet would be able to get down into that sharp corner between the edge of the bead and where you want to start cutting, and would cut that curved portion up. So again, they have right and left pairs. This particular plane, set of planes, has a little OG detail in here, a very, very charming OG decorative detail right there. Then I have a plane here as a representative of a series of planes, half rounds. So they actually cut a 180-degree arc of a circle. And anywhere where you need to see a full half round in the profile, or possibly if you were making a beading plane and you needed to cut that half round profile, that's what these are for. They're really like rabbet planes, but with a round sole. And you can find those in a variety of sizes. Lastly, I have this plane. It has a very unusual looking profile. It's got a boxed insert with a corner right here, and the cutter has a V shape. So I call them V-groove planes. And these were really used to start moldings. if you've laid out a molding and you've got a flat surface that you want to start working around on or something like that, running this down the middle of that flat surface will allow you to start with a little groove that gives you a position to lay your round in to track it on. So they're really designed to excavate material and rough out a track for another plane to run in. At the very end, I've got a couple rabbet planes here. Rabbet planes are very useful for starting a molding, and you find them both as square crossed or skewed rabbets. Skewed rabbets are good for cleaning up a shoulder that's already been established. But because they're skewed, these planes want to pull into the point of the skew like that. So it's a little bit hard to start a rabbet without sliding across the gauge line that you might have put down there. But once you have a shoulder, they're good. Square rabbets are excellent for starting a rabbet profile when you're laying out blocking out the molding. They cut straight across so you can run down the length and you can eventually square up a nice shoulder. Once you get a shoulder, you could switch to another shoulder plane or this skewed rabbet like that. So these are very useful when you're working with hollows and rounds to start the beginning of a free hand cut molding. So those are the cleanup planes. Quite useful to have.
If you're interested in learning traditional woodworking, come take a class at our school in Earlysville, Virginia. You can also visit our website at woodandshop.com, where you'll find a bunch of free woodworking lessons, workshop tours, and our very popular tool buying guides. And make sure you subscribe to our free newsletter to get our latest articles and videos. Enjoy!